Studio 26 on this Friday morning, and for some reason I can't hear myself in my own headset, but I see the meters moving, so I'm going to assume that I'll be a broadcast. That's disconcerting. I can hear everything else, I just can't hear my own voice. Maybe I'm so congested my own ears can't stand my own voice anymore. Well, what do you say we go to News of the Weird right now? And it would help if I had loaded the music bed, the intro card for that. So I'll do that right now while I look for News of the Weird. And there it is. Pull that down just a little bit more. And away we go.
And that's going to oh, son of a bitch. Why is this happening?
And it's time for News of the Weird, brought to you by the New York Post. Check it out today at nypost.com for the latest in news happenings from around the world. Man sues Walmart over, saying overfilled bag led to wife's death. A Nebraska man, William Fries, is suing Walmart, claiming an overfilled plastic shopping bag caused his wife's death. The couple was shopping in April 2010 when she received one plastic bag for two 42-ounce cans of La Choy and a 2-pound bag of rice. It broke in the parking lot on the way to the car, falling on her foot. It broke her big toe and caused a deep cut. Fries says the cut led to an infection, and despite antibiotics and 2 surgeries, the infection spread and led to the woman's death. The lawsuit alleged Walmart was negligent, not properly training employees to bag. Well, I guess it answers that question. I thought maybe she went through that self-checkout, but doesn't appear so. Well, some convicts sue over lousy jail food. One Los Angeles County inmate claims in a lawsuit that he was shot with a ray gun. Okay. Andrew Lars Fuchs says deputies blasted him with a military-style heat ray. Well, I sure wouldn't have been get shot by a civilian one. The device fires an invisible electromagnetic radiation heat beam, causing unbearable pain to inmates. Was this written in a 1950s sci-fi flick or something? An invisible electromagnetic radiation heat beam! New on the big screen this Friday! Well, Fuchs has been diagnosed with schizophrenia, you think? Although the county had, in fact, announced plans to use the devices. Right. For the first time in 150 years, an endangered gray wolf was spotted in Kentucky. So, of course, some hillbilly shot it. I was like, wow, man, that thing was big, said the 31-year-old hunter. It looked like a wolf, but who's going to believe I shot a wolf? Officials let the hunter off because they believe he mistook the wolf for a coyote. Oh, I always get them mixed up. I thought they were one and the same, too. Snail mail's got to go escargot. Oh, let's try that again. Snail mail's got to escargot. That's better. A company called Outbox provides a service in which it collects mail from its customers' mailboxes after it's delivered by the U.S. Postal Service, and then scans it into a computer so the clients can read it. It's meant for people who don't have time to sort their mail or may go on extended trips. You know, if you're that busy that you don't have time to open up a letter from Mom, I think it's time you reevaluated your priorities. I mean, come on. You have time to submit your mail to a scanner, but you don't have time to open it? You could try this thing called electronic mail. You know, you can save a lot of trees here. I'm not one of those tree-hugging liberals here. But why waste paper if you don't have to, okay? That's all I'm getting at. Men in Colorado are getting good advice about drunken driving while they're peeing. Bars in the state have installed a device called an interactive urinal communicator. Ah, yes, the IUC, which plays an anti-DWI public service announcement on a speaker as a patron approaches the urinal. Yeah, nothing will upset a drunk more than trying to talk rational to them. come on. Yeah, I don't think this is going to be very effective. Reminds me of an incident that happened last weekend. True story. I wasn't feeling the greatest my day off from work. And I get up, and I see one of my next door idiot neighbors summoning it over. I'm like, oh crap, he saw me in the window. I thought, well, it won't hurt me to say hello. And it turns out that he's shacking up in a nearby hotel because his landlord kicked him out. I'm thinking, I don't want to hear this story. And he was already 3 sheets to the wind by that point. And a few hours later, heard at the hotel, some friends of mine there told me that this guy was mouthing off and having a fight with his girlfriend. I'm thinking, yeah, that sounds like him. So, I don't think this is going to be very effective. But what do I know? And finally, in weird news items for the day, that's not the sting of sweat in their eyes. A group of joggers in a 10K race in England were forced to run for their lives when they were attacked by a swarm of hornets. Well, that would get me to running. It seems that numerous contestants were stung, and 4 had to be hospitalized after one runner stepped off the road and kicked the nest. You know, there's always one, isn't there? There's always one. Well, that concludes the news of the weird for today. And coming up in a few minutes, a new segment on the show. Forgot to tell you about it a little bit earlier. Kind of hinted at it, though. It's a new segment that I like to call... What do I call it? My mind just went blank. It is Friday. What a long week. And my week is only getting started. It's called Friday Funnies. There we go. I knew it was FF. Friday Funnies. That's coming up in just a moment. And the first comedian on the Friday Funnies for this week will be Henry Cho, a funny guy from Tennessee, if I'm not mistaken. Although he sure doesn't look like he's from Tennessee. At least not any Tennessee that I've ever seen. Anyway, it's time for Tweets of the Day.
And you can always follow me on Twitter.
Hello, computer.
Just use the keyboard.
The keyboard. How quaint.
And it's time for the Tweets of the Day. And the topic is, fast food workers went on a strike across America yesterday. And I've searched the Twitter for comments. And here's what I found. Michael Milner writes in, fast food workers strike. America loses 100 million pounds in first 45 minutes. That's very optimistic, actually. Sarah Van Gelder writes, forget the glass ceiling. What about the sticky floor? Ugh. All hail the fog. Writes in, hey fast food workers, if you want more money, then make sure the damn order is correct for drive-through customers. Constantly wrong. Yeah, sounds like the North McDonald's here in town. Now, I'm not naming names, but the North McDonald's here in town is horrible about getting orders wrong. Of course, one night it did work to my advantage. You know, I got off work, I worked 3 to 3, 3 p.m. to 3 a.m. I'm very hungry. It's a Saturday night. It's a 3-day week. I thought, I'll get up some grub, go home, chill out, rest for a while. I go through the drive-thru. I just order a simple burger, fries, soft drink, okay? No big deal. Well, I get there, there's this bag that's half the size of my front seat of my car. She hands me this bag, and I'm thinking, you know, the honest thing would be to do is to say that, no, you got the wrong order. This goes in the car behind me. But she hands me the drink. She hands me the correct drink, but hands me this bag of burgers and other sandwiches, and I'm thinking, no, I'm going to be a dick right now, and I'm going to take this bag, I'm going to go home, and I'm going to scarf these down over the next several days, which is what I did. Get the frappin' orders right. It's as simple as that. You screw up, you got to make all that stuff up again for the car behind you. That'll teach you to pay attention, because the customer's always right. Anyway, the last thing on the Twitter feed of the day from David Burja. Bad news for striking fast food workers. How Burger 9000 has achieved self-awareness. And that, my friends, is the Twitter feed of the day. Well, as I promised you, a new segment on this show. It's called the Friday Funnies, and as promised, have comedian Henry Cho on this week's program. And then coming up after Henry Cho, the song of the day. So stick around, my friends. Enjoy, because I know you will.
That's what she said.
Really?
You women need to talk, don't you? Love to talk. Gotta talk. Talk, 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 talk. How come we never get to talk? Don't even try it, fellas. I tried it the other day. I walked in the room, I went, honey, we need to talk. My wife looked up, went, oh, no, we don't. Really? Okay, I'll get the car. Hey, if you see my spine there around, pick it up. Had a big old... No, we don't. She got away with no, we don't. Ain't a man alive get away with that lame answer. Imagine that. We need to talk. No, we don't. Oh, yes, we do. All right. I want to win one argument before I die. One argument with my wife. Just one. Ladies, I know I never will, but it'd be cool to win one. They could just put that on my headstone, you know. He won one. This was it. There's no winning. You women don't fight fair. You never stick to the fight, do you? Always have to bring up something happened years ago. Because I was winning the other day. Everybody knew I was winning. Our waiter knew. Every guy in that restaurant knew. There were men looking at me going, he's winning. Go, man, go. Out of clear blue, my wife went, well, do you remember Thanksgiving 98? Every guy in there went, whoa. You better lay down, man. Bless your heart. I'm teasing, ladies. Y'all take care of us. You do. You take care of us. Ain't a man in this room can deny that. We can't live without you. We all know that. Because we've all tried. We would if we could. We can't. There's no way. I can't even buy clothes for myself anymore. She sucked that part of my brain out of my head. I still try, though, you know. I just walk in the store and going, yeah. They go, what do you like? I don't know. She knows what I like. What do I like? My wife went through a phase. She was so worried about what I was wearing. She actually numbered my shirts and lettered my pants. We'd go out. It's like a bad game of bingo. You know, Henry, what are you wearing? B-27. Shut up. We don't buy things for you ladies. We try. I try to buy my wife all kinds of stuff. I'm not good at it. I figured out the one thing guys can buy. We can buy flowers. Now, we don't know what kind to buy. We just know when to buy it. Because we know when we've messed up. And thank God for 24-hour grocery stores with a floral department. I can't count the times at 2 in the morning I go running in there. There's already 4 guys looking at my little refrigerator. I'm like, they better have some more in the back, or we're in big time trouble. What'd you do anyway? I shut her up. How many flowers is that? 3 or 4? Where's that conversion chart? There we go. 4 flowers. I'm off the hook. What'd you do?